It has been 1 month since I started using the iPhone 6s, and I want to give you my final official thoughts on it. Well, I'll probably make a few more videos because people seem to really like these, but these are my official thoughts 1 month later. Probably the biggest question in your mind is this still the phone that I'm using? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. I love this phone. I think that this is the smartest and most interesting thing that I've ever done. I think that downgrading smartphones to something so dramatically worse while also retaining all the features that I needed and wanted is completely changed my life in a really positive way, and I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad I had this YouTube channel because I never would have done this without this channel, and I hope that you watching this video will consider doing the same. So a lot of the functionality of this phone I wanted to talk about. 1 month later, the good and the bad. The battery life is still bad, even though I replaced the battery. It's still unreliable. It drops quick. It's not unusable. It drops pretty quick. I'll be at 50% before I leave the house, and I'll use my maps for 15 minutes, listen to a podcast the entire time and be on the phone for part of it. And it'll be a 35, 40-minute car ride, and I'll get to the place and I'll have 25% battery left. So it drains and sucks a lot of battery. Not to the point where it's completely unusable, but it does drain and suck a lot of the battery. You just always have to sort of have a charger nearby. If you're in a car, have a charger at home, throw it on the charger. The biggest thing I've noticed is charging it at night. If I wake up with 100%, I'm normally completely fine for the entire day, especially a work day. But when it's a weekend and I have to use my maps for a little bit and I have to go travel a little bit, it's a lot harder, and there's a lot more. I have more problems with the battery where at least I need to charge it halfway through the day or partway through the day, just because today's a perfect example. I forgot to charge it last night. It was at 70% before I left the home, and I just played golf. I didn't even use my phone at all during golf, and then I used maps to get somewhere, and I used maps a little bit to get home, and after all that, of using my phone basically for an hour, I was down to like 18% battery. So that's the unreliability of the battery. The other bad thing is just how sort of slow the phone is. When I want to take a quick picture, it takes a minute. It really does. You swipe over and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, finally you can take a picture. You click the button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the photo finally snaps and saves to your photos. It's really slow. Downloading everything is really slow. Downloading apps is really slow. Accessing the internet is really slow. Keeping in mind, I'm comparing this to when I had an iPhone 13 Pro. Everything on that phone was basically instantaneous. You could download a gigabyte and it felt like in 5 seconds. I'm definitely spoiled with that phone. But what I've noticed with this phone is that it definitely is slow. It's laggy, but that's a good thing. I really do. I think that's a good thing. If I ever try to go on YouTube and scroll a little bit, it kind of just like lags out a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a decent amount of the time. It's like, oh, okay, this is just not working. And that's a good thing because that means I won't be scrolling on YouTube. And I think at this point, I don't really need that feature, I guess I would call it. But it's a little unreliable, especially when I'm trying to actually do something. It can be a little frustrating. So I've leaned more towards using my laptop. And that has been really good for me. I'm way more productive on my laptop. I don't waste time on my laptop. I just work on my laptop. And that's been really good for me. And then the only other bad thing would just be that the speaker setup it's just so quiet. I can barely hear it. When I'm running on the treadmill, I really like to just listen to music on the speaker. And I used to be able to do that on my iPhone 13. I can't do that anymore on this phone. It's a small problem. It's not a big deal. I just either won't listen to anything or I'll just use the AirPods. And that's it. It's a very simple fix, but those are my complaints basically. I still use the phone, so none of the complaints really even matter to me. It's just little things. It's like, yeah, that's a thing. It's not perfect. But I know that all those things would be fixed with a better phone because I had a better phone, and all those things were fixed with that phone. And with that being said, do I miss having an iPhone 13 Pro? Absolutely not. Not at all. I don't even own the phone anymore. My iCloud account has been completely removed from it. It's gone. It's out of my possession. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't get it back. And I think that committing to this phone has been so powerful and such a good thing for me. The good things I like about this phone from a functionality standpoint is the size. I love how small this thing is. It fits in your hand, fits in your pocket. I love the way the curved edges feel. The aluminum on the back is really nice, really remarkable. I like that. It's a lot less easy to break. There's not multiple glass panels on every side. I think this thing could take a hit. I don't worry about putting it in a case because it was so cheap. If it were to break, I probably wouldn't lose too much sleep over it. I'll just replace the screen or whatever broke on it. So I love the size of it. The headphone jack has been really nice. The one time I actually needed it, it was really nice. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's like the one time I didn't have my AirPods charged up, it was nice just to be able to plug into the headphone jack. It's not really a feature I miss, but it's a nice feature to have. The thumbprint, I do really love that. I love the way the thumbprint works. I think the way that it engages you is way less engaging than the way that it engages you than when you're using Face ID. I think Face ID was built to intentionally be way more engaging. And I don't miss that at all. I don't miss being sucked into my phone and doom scrolling. It just, you look at it, you press the thumbprint, and that's it. It's really nice. I love how quick it is. I use thumbprint on my MacBook too, and that's really great. I love thumbprint, fingerprint, I like all that stuff. I kind of wish Apple would bring it back. I know they won't ever bring it back. And finally, obviously the most important feature of this phone for me has been the camera and iMessage. They both work flawlessly. The camera's obviously a little slow sometimes, but it takes a picture. It always does. It always returns the photo to me and always gives me what I need to get. I just have to wait an extra half second. It's not the end of the world, but I have to wait there, sit there, wait, but I get to take the photo. Same with the light phones. I don't get to take those photos with that phone. So I like having that feature, and iMessage obviously has been great because I don't have to mess up any group message that I was in. I still get every message if I want to get them, but I just basically have almost every single group message that I'm in on silent and do not disturb. And then I see I have 4,700 text messages, and I just sort of click on the group message, click on the group message, click on the group message, and clear them. Do I think you should buy an iPhone 6s in 2023? Absolutely, especially if you're somebody that's looking to downgrade. If you're looking to upgrade to this phone and you have like an iPhone 6 or an iPhone SE, the original one, I think it's a great phone. I really do like this phone. I use it on a daily basis. I could buy, if I wanted to, the iPhone 14 Pro Max Plus. If I wanted to, I could afford that. I'm not trying to, I hope that didn't come off as like, oh, I have so much money. It just, I can buy it if I wanted to. But I don't want to because this phone has been so great. I think there's something to be said about choosing to downgrade your phone. It's a remarkable thing. It's a powerful thing. And I think you should definitely consider doing it. If you're upgrading to this phone, I think this is a great phone to upgrade into. It's reliable. It does everything I need it to do. Again, I could buy a more expensive phone, and I don't because this phone does plenty for me, and it still keeps me off the phone. It just covers all of the bases that I want in a phone. Thank you so much for watching. If you are trying to change your life and improve your life, definitely buy this phone. I promise you it'll change your life and make your life better. Just make sure when you get this phone, don't download Twitter, don't download Reddit, don't access any of those apps, delete all of them, and it'll make your life way better. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. This has been Techno Eclipse. Peace out.